Bella took a deep breath and pushed the door open. In her anxiety, she pushed the door too hard, and it slammed open against the wall. It opened so effortlessly that she nearly fell face first onto the floor. Bella was mortified. Several of the students already seated laughed. "Way to make an entrance," exclaimed one of the girls seated in the back. Mistress Sansa smiled warmly. "That door does open very easily. I am sure the next time you enter through that door you won't push so hard. Please take a seat. Anywhere is fine." Bella nodded mutely and took a seat in the first row. She didn't want to see the stares she knew were coming her way. She sat with her head down. "I sure made a good first impression," mumbled Bella to Laurel. From her response, "I have a feeling that's not the first time that has happened," consoled Laurel. One last student came through the already open door. "Please shut the door behind you," she instructed the new student. "You may take a seat anywhere you like." Mistress Sansa waited patiently as the last student found a seat next to one of the other girls. "Welcome to Lily Training Center. This is the first class for all new students. We will be learning basic military terminology, defense tactics, and how to read maps and so forth. Today's class time will be used to get to know a little about all of us. But first, when I call out your name, come up and get your class materials. Arwen." Arwen was the last that had walked in the door. As soon as she took the papers, Mistress Sansa said, "Arwen, tell us a little about yourself and why you volunteered to join the Lily Training Center." Arwen looked nervously around the room. She avoided direct eye contact. "I am from Birking. My parents are nobles, and my father serves on the economic forum in town. I am here because my parents encouraged me to come because it is an honor to serve with the training center." Arwen quickly took her seat. "It is an honor to serve," Mistress said approvingly. "Bella." Bella walked up as nervously as Arwen had. "My name is Bella. I am not a volunteer. I was recruited." Bella started to walk to her seat when the girl in the back row raised her hand. "Hold on, Bella," instructed Mistress Sansa. "Someone has a question for you." Bella looked up to the girl in the back row with her hand up. "Yes?" she said timidly. "You said you were a recruit? Why are you in this class?" the girl asked boldly. Mistress Sansa answered, "She is in the class because she has to learn all the basic stuff that you need to know also. She just arrived last night, so she is new to the school like you are. You can sit down, Bella." Bella was glad to sit down. She had been standing awkwardly in front of the class, very conscious of the eyes staring at her. "Farran, please come up." Farran came to the front and tried to sit down before sharing anything. "Excuse me," Mistress Sansa said. "You forgot something." Bella felt sorry for Farran. She looked more uncomfortable than Arwen had. She definitely sympathized with the young lady when she stuttered. "I am from Scobia, a town outside of Fort Ludar. I volunteered because I want to learn more about the defense of our nation and how to help my dragon be the best that she can be." This time Mistress Sansa stopped Farran from sitting down because Bella had her hand in the air. Farran nodded at Bella. "Do you know Captain Little from Fort Ludar?" Farran smiled shyly. "The captain is my cousin. Do you know him?" "I met him once," Bella smiled back. Farran sat down. "Frida!" Mistress Sansa called out. Frida was the outspoken girl in the back row. She stood tall and gangly. She walked to the front like she owned the room. She took the papers and faced the class. "I am Frida. I volunteered because I have the best dragon of everyone in this room and possibly some of the recruits." She paused and looked at Bella pointedly. "I know that I was overlooked because I live in the northern part of Pyroria, in a town called Pilfa, just south of the Arcana border, and no one comes up there to recruit. Not all of us can be nobles like the first three to introduce themselves. I plan to prove myself exemplary, and I will be one of the few that get recruited after volunteering, because I plan to work hard for that honor." Bella groaned. "Did I say anything about being a noble, Laurel?" "No," chuckled Laurel. "No one else knows how or why you know Captain Little. He must be a noble, and since Farran said he was her cousin and you know him, Frida jumped to conclusions." Frida walked haughtily to her seat in the back row. "Kay," said Mistress Sansa as Frida was sitting herself down. Kay walked up casually. She had a definite "I don't care" attitude, and walked like it. "I am Kay. I am from West Peroria and from a farming community. I too have a nice dragon, but I don't have the ambitions of Frida." Kay smiled slightly. I volunteered because this is the only way I can see the world and get out of the community I grew up in. I am hoping that while I am at the training center for the 2 years that I signed up for, I will meet my mate. Bella nearly gasped out loud. Did she really say that? Laurel chuckled. Yes. It seems that you are the only one shocked by her revelation. Bella looked at the mistress and the rest of the students. Laurel was right. No one else seemed fazed by Kay's announcement. Mistress Sansa was actually smiling at Kay. Wanting to find one's true mate is admirable. I hope that works out for you. Meantime, please tend to your studies as well as you can, and I hope you give 100% effort at being the best volunteer you can. Go on. Sit down. Saruman, you are next. Come up and get your paperwork and tell us about yourself. Saruman was a stout blonde. She walked with the same self-assurance that Frida had. She took her papers and turned around, and it looked to Bella that she was sizing up everyone in the classroom. I am from Birking. My dad is the captain of the King's Guard. I know the royal family personally, she said smugly. I volunteered because it has been the tradition of my family that every woman takes her turn to serve their country. So here I am. Saruman gave a little bow before walking to her seat. Mistress Sansa kept her face free from any emotion or warmth while Saruman gave her speech. I wonder what that was all about, Laurel commented to Bella. Sigrid, come up. When she is finished, Tilda, go ahead and come up. Sigrid reluctantly came to the front to stand beside Mistress Sansa. She slowly took the itinerary that was handed to her. She hung her head and mumbled as she spoke. My name is Sigrid. Bella had to strain to hear her speak. Laurel gave her some of her hearing ability, so Bella could hear her. I volunteered because my parents were killed in the last war with Alarion. My aunt can't afford to take care of me anymore, and I have nowhere else to go. Sigrid nearly ran back to where she had been sitting. Oh wow, breathed Bella. She isn't going to be very happy when she finds out where I am from. You will win her over. You are the sweetest person around, Laurel told her. Tilda looked concerned as she watched Sigrid leave the front. I am sorry, Sigrid. I know everyone feels your pain. If you need to talk with someone, I am here. I am Tilda. I am from Ukul by the Dragos border. My mother is actually from Dragos. My dad met her during a tour of the Dragon Caves. I volunteered because I wanted to be a part of this elite company of women. I hope that I can pass the initiation and be invited to stay. Bella didn't know what she meant by the initiation, but she felt that if she asked, everyone would know she wasn't from Pyroria. Okay, now that we know a little about each other. Mistress Sansa looked at Bella. Some shared more than others. Bella was a little taken back, but I am sure that we will all learn more about each other as we spend the next 6 months together. For those of you who are concerned about being initiated into the company, don't worry about it. Unless you don't have a brain, or you have a dragon that can't keep up with patrols, you will do fine. Very few women fail to be initiated. That being said, for those who want to be invited to serve with the recruits, there is an accelerated training program. I will personally work with you. Everyone is aware that not every woman can be observed, or they may not know anyone that can recruit them. So see me after class. Mistress Sansa smiled at each of her students. Everyone here has their own motives for being here. I have a question. Can anyone explain why we are called the Lily Training Center? Saruman immediately raised her hand. Mistress Sansa nodded at her. The training center is named after Queen Lilette. She was the one that pushed for women to be involved in the defense of Pyroria. The reason the term training center is used instead of academy is to differentiate us from men in our relationship to the army. Her voice was as smug as when she stood in front of the class. Exactly correct. Thank you, Saruman. Now, does anyone know the exemptions that are allowed at the training center? Kay raised her hand. Mistress Sansa acknowledged her. Yes, Kay. A death in the family, such as parents or siblings, gives a person 6 months off to be home with family. The other exception is if one finds your true mate. A trainee is given a year off to get to know their mate and arrange their marriage. Volunteers are expected to come back and serve out the rest of their service, even if it's only a couple of months after their year off. Recruits will not be called to serve for any reason during that year. Very good. She smiled at Kay. You forgot one thing. If a recruit has a child, she is given a year off after the birth of the child. Why isn't pregnancy an exemption? Kay looked unsure. It's because, Mistress Sansa answered for her, Recruits have strong dragons, and it is safe for them to fly. It actually helps the child. We also need to realize most women who have children have been released from the training center and are only on call if we are at war. They are part of what we call the reserves. Okay, that wraps up my portion for today. Look over your itineraries, and I do have some homework. On your way out, after Master Thoro introduces himself and his class, be sure to take a scroll from the top shelf of shelves by the door. I will see you here tomorrow. Have a good day, chimed a couple of the girls as she left the classroom. The girls sat quietly as they waited for Master Thoro to join them. Finally, Master Thoro ran through the door, banging it like Bella had done. Oops, sorry. I always forget about that door. He smiled. Sorry, I am late. I am sure that Mistress Sansa had you all introduce yourselves to one another, so I am not going to do that. I am going to pass out the itineraries of this class. When I hand you yours, let me know your name. He proceeded to do exactly what he said he would. He introduced himself to each girl and had them tell him their names, and he would shake their hand and welcome them to his class. Bella loved the way he looked at each of them as individuals worthy of his respect. He began to explain the purpose of his class. It is my job to teach you about explosives and how to use them safely. Bella found the subject interesting. The hour went by quickly. That's about it for now, Master Thoro said as he ended the class. Make sure each of you take a scroll from Mistress Sansa's class and one of the scrolls from the second shelf for my class. I promise I will be here on time tomorrow. You are dismissed. Bella filed out with the rest of the girls. Leanne was waiting for her outside the room. Hey Bella, I am here to show you where we do our physical training. Bella sighed. I forgot about that. I hope it goes as well as this last class. You have this under control, Laurel replied to her as she quietly followed Leanne.